Hey everybody, Rick with Rick's Adventures. I'm back in the USA after being in Thailand for 2 months, and I must say, I'm not necessarily that happy about it. Stay tuned and I'll tell you why. All right, guys. So I'm back in Missouri. I had been over in Thailand a little over 2 months with my girlfriend, and we had traveled around the different areas over there. And while I was there, I had some property back in the United States, and it ended up selling on the market, which I was very happy about because interest rates are so high, it had slowed the market down quite a bit. And I just got back. I'm sorry I haven't had any videos up. I've been incredibly busy. I'm having to move everything from my shop house into another small house where I'm downsizing. And I was planning on selling this smaller house or possibly keeping it as a rental, but right now I'm going to be using it to live in. So since I got back, I've been just doing a lot of moving and trying to get things together, and all in I've got like 2 more weeks left to get another shop building built and everything moved out of my old shop into the new. So that's enough of my complaining for the day about that. What I can tell you though is whenever I came back, it's over the last few weeks that I've been here, I've realized how much I truly I miss Thailand and how much I enjoy being over there. I got to tell you guys, I think that, and I always say this and I reiterate it a lot because I want people that are thinking about retirement or travel. Man, there are so many places out there you should consider and get out of this craziness over here. It's not only more cost effective, but you're just treated better. And I can't stress this enough. I know it's people think third world countries and they think, oh, this is just terrible. I can't be there. But I'm here to tell you there are many places out there, not just Thailand. I read about a lot of retirees and expats going to Portugal, to Belize, to Costa Rica. Panama is a big one. The Philippines is big, but their infrastructure is not as good. I see a lot of YouTubers and people that make videos on that, retirees, talk about possibly moving over into Thailand or Malaysia just because of the infrastructure. They just don't have quite the internet or the roadways, and some of those things start wearing on some of them after a period of time. Thailand's got a really strong infrastructure over there, and it's got its little nuances that'll drive you crazy at first, but if you just accept it as being their culture, pretty soon it grows on you and it doesn't bother you nearly as bad. I can tell you though, since I've been back here over the last 2 or 3 weeks, gosh, guys, it's just changed so much since I was a younger man. And I know that sounds like that typical, back when I was a boy and all of that boomer talk stuff, but this is just factual. I'm not a bullshit kind of guy on things. And I can tell you, it has changed, and the things that I see changing aren't for the better. One of the things that just really irritates the hell out of me is my girlfriend wants to come over here so I could take her to see some of the sites. Tia's never been out of Thailand except for like into Laos or some Southeast Asian areas. But she'd like to come over here and me take her to see some things like the Grand Canyon or Yellowstone Park or Las Vegas. Now, I want you guys to think about this. We're talking about all this border crisis, and they're allowing just tens of thousands of people to flood into this country every day. I mean, it's truly happening every day. No matter how much they try to cover it up, it's obvious. It shows. A lot of Congress people and politicians and other people have been there, and that's just what's happening. Now they're bringing these people in and they're letting them cross the border, and they're giving them money, they're giving them clothes, and then they're shipping them off into these cities. New York's complaining because they've got such an overload of people, and and there's no discretion in who they're letting in, or if there is, it's minimal discretion. So now then, here's the part that irritates me about this and about the United States. My girlfriend, Tia, has been a government employee and a teacher and runs a school over, which I've told you guys this before. And in Thailand, that's a very highly respected position. I mean, they're really looked at in a very upper echelon type manner. And she's been steadily employed. She owns not only a home, but she owns a small rice farm. She's got a vehicle. She's never been in trouble with the law. She just doesn't do anything wrong. She's just a genuinely good person. She went and applied for a tourist visa to come over to the USA. And she had to go to the U.S. Embassy to get this. And they denied her that. They denied somebody from Thailand that had a solid work history, owned property, steady income, never been in trouble with the law, and they denied her the ability to come over here. So now then, whenever I went back this second trip, we hired an agency to help with it. And it's not that expensive to get the help, and they know some of the ins and outs and the things to do to help make it a smoother transition. They told me it was just a bunch of bullshit. It was just, you just never knew. It was just up to whenever you went in, what is the attitude of the immigration officer that's doing the review? If they wake up on the wrong side of the bed, they might just say no. They gave her the excuse that she hadn't traveled out of the country enough times to be acclimated to traveling in that manner to different countries. Now, what the hell is that supposed to mean? How do you get experience traveling to different countries if they won't let you travel to different countries? It's just this, it was just bullshit. It was just a simple bullshit excuse for somebody that woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or they just didn't like the idea of her coming to the United States for 30 days. So we're going to attempt this again. That's one of the things that irritates me. We'll flood the borders. We'll let everybody in, be it drug addicts, cartel people. Doesn't make any difference. There are good people and people that should be allowed in, but there's no screening going on. I was joking with some of my friends, over in Thailand, maybe we're better off to catch a flight into Mexico. And I'm curious if T and I waited across the river, if they'd let us cross the border and give me a bus ticket, both of us to Missouri. What do you think? You think they'd do that? Or do you think they'd look at me and go, what the hell are you doing? And charge me with some federal crime? But that aside, that's one of my first big gripes. The second one was that I started getting a bunch of my tax information in for year-end taxes. My taxes on my properties have went up 30 to 40%. My insurance has jumped about the same, 30 to 40%. No claims, no fires, no claims of any kind, nothing going on, just an increase in it. I went to buy some groceries, and I'm a red meat eater, and I absolutely could not believe the prices of meat. So I ended up buying pork because it was cheaper, because if I wanted a ribeye steak from Walmart, which, as we all know, is not known for having, prime grade #1 meat, a ribeye steak would cost anywhere from $20 to $25 for one steak. Hamburger prices through the roof. The cheapest thing I could get is, pork ribs or pork chops or things like that. So I walked out of Walmart. I've been in there 2 times getting just a few things to eat and a few things I need during moving for laundry. I'm very minimal. I have very minimal requirements. Coffee, I generally 1 to 2 small meals a day, and that's it. And I haven't walked out of that store with a bill that's been under $140 or $150 for one person. By the time I get a few paper towels or laundry detergent or some dog food, a bag of dog food was costing me over $40. And I was getting the cheap stuff. I was getting the Walmart brand. Dog food, guys. Think about that. Now, when I'm over there in Thailand, I was thinking to myself, I was going out and taking out 3 and 4 people to eat. We'd have a big dinner. We'd have beef. We'd have all kinds of seafood. We would have beer or buy some Regency brandy or, Thai whiskey and things like that. I might pay $25 for all of us. So you tell me what's wrong with this. You tell me why I should have this great love and feel like everything's going great here. Fuel prices are through the roof. And I'm not trying to say this as a bitch session, so you understand. What I'm trying to convey here to you guys is retirement's going to be very, very difficult for you. If you're retiring strictly on Social Security, and let's say you've got between $1,800 and $2,300 a month, good luck if you're going to retire here, especially if you're renting, if you don't own your home. Interest rates on homes have been up, hovering anywhere from 6.7 and 8% up to over 7%. This would throw some of these homes up, costing anywhere monthly payments from $1,200 to $2,500 a month. There goes your check. So what I want you to do is, I'm hoping that my video will get you to be a little more open-minded and research. I'm not going to do the research for you because I don't know where you want to go, but there are so many videos out there. One of the guys I think is pretty good is named Nomad Capitalist. There is a guy named Dan of Vagabond Awake that makes retirement reports from all over the world. There's lots of people out there that do travel videos, and they've already done all this research for you. And they do really, in-depth reviews. I can tell you, I looked at a lot of those, and then when I went to Thailand, of course, I fell in love with that country. But I'm not limiting myself to there. I'm going to, as soon as I get this move over, I've got to be completely done with the move by the 6th of December. Before Christmas, I'm going back to Thailand so I can be with my girlfriend during Christmas. And then from that point, I think we're going to maybe experiment a little and maybe go over into Malaysia. I've heard some really good things about Malaysia. I've also heard some good things about getting, because I like the beach area, Da Nang in Vietnam, so I'm going to go over there and check that out. But I've been hearing more and more good things about Malaysia. So she has no problem. Her Thai passport's good in Malaysia, and my USA passport's good there. So it's not like she's got to be put under the critical scope of the embassy for coming to the USA. So we're going to attempt that. That's one of the other things that's really been bugging me is, how it's just, the cost is so different. The issues with visas are so different for people coming over here. It's like there's double standards on everything. There's a lot of double standards over here now, and it's not geared towards helping the people. I'm hoping come election time we make some big changes. This government here just isn't working. I do love the country, but I don't like the country the way it is. Right now, there's nothing to me when I come back that keeps my head in a positive nature. Even things like they claim freedom of speech, but then we have people that are left-wing that are trying to change that. It's freedom of speech as long as you say what they like. They're always attacking our Second Amendment with gun control laws. I mean, this place it's went nuts, and they're really harming us as a society and a culture in general. And again, I know some of you are going to go, oh, that's just that boomer talking about back in my day. And, when I was a young man, walked barefoot to school and all this stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm telling you, watch the news, watch both sides, watch left, watch the right side, because that's all you got. You have no middle of the road. You're going to have to watch, something that's extreme left and extreme right, then research on the internet, watch what papers you read, and just kind of, we're left to our own due diligence to make decisions. And for me, when I look at our economy, and I look at our interest rates, and I look at the cost of living, and I look what's happening at the border, and I look at all of these different things that I can see for fact, it's very easy for me to come up with what in my mind is a logical decision. And I know you guys can do the same. I have no doubt in my mind. I'd be really curious if you'd leave me some of your comments. I'd like to know what you think of it. And I'm curious too if your opinion, if you've always lived in the States, or if you've visited other places, or if you've visited other places recently and did a comparison between the two, because that's what kind of was my reality slap in the face, was once I went and made these trips and started doing this, I I'd go over there and I'd kind of forget about all of this nonsense over here. And actually, I would forget about it. I'd be over there and I'd just be living a comfortable life and on 50% or less than what I was spending here in the States. The minute I got off those planes coming back in the United States, I started feeling stress of what was going on. Stress with road rage and traffic, stress with cost of grocery stores, stress with paying property taxes. I pay taxes on the same vehicle I've had paid for 10 years. Yet I keep rebuying it with property taxes. The government tax to allow me the honor of keeping something I've already paid for. So you guys kind of sit down, figure these things out, send me something. I'd really like to see what your opinion is on it. Be polite, and let me know what you think. I'm curious if you think we're going in the wrong direction or the right direction. And this is why I'm heading back to Thailand as soon as I can. I'm going to keep this little house I'm recording in because I'll come back here as a home base off and on. But I plan on spending my time kind of researching and going around a lot of different places and trying to give you guys information on places you might want to consider. So with that said, I'm going to sign off here. This is Rick with Rick's Adventures. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks a whole lot for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell if you get the chance. It really does help me grow, and I really appreciate it. So I'll see you guys next go around. Take care.